we're going to be looking at a problem today about Abby and her friends going to the movie. So I'm going to read it to you. While I'm reading it to you, I want you guys to follow along with the one you have glued in your journal, okay? It says, Abby and her class were going to a movie together that was being shown in the park. They would buy a few items from the concession stand to enjoy while watching the movie, but only had a certain amount of money to spend. How much money did they have to spend? $95. So they only had $95 to spend while they were there. They spent some money on hot dogs. How much money did they spend on hot dogs? $35. And some more money on water bottles. How much money? $16 on water bottles. Now, looking at the question, it wants to know how much money does Abby's class have left? Okay. So what do you picture happening right now? I want you guys to kind of help me. What's going on in this problem? We don't want to worry about how we're solving it right now. I just want to worry about how can we visualize what's going on in this problem right now.
Abby, and her class were going to a movie together that was being shown in the park.
Okay, so they're going to a movie, right?
And they only have $95, and they spend $35 on hot dogs and $16.
Well, let's slow down just a little bit. We have Abby and her class going to the movies, right? What are they doing while they're at the movies? You can just tell me. What are they doing while they're at the movies?
Buying some stuff.
They're buying things. So they have money, and they're buying treats. Do you guys go to the movies ever and buy treats at the concession stand?
No.
So when you're buying, when you're going there, you're buying tickets, right, to go in. When you're buying something, what are you doing with the money you have? You're giving it to the cashier. So whether you're buying tickets or treats at the concession stand like she is, you're giving your money what? To the cashier. You're giving it away, right? So looking at your problem, what do you think we're going to have to do? I want you to talk to your partner right now about what you think you're going to have to do. Okay, what number sentence could we come up with? What could we do? 95. Y'all both talk about 95.
95 minus 35 minus 16.
16. Does that kind of look like a crazy number sentence, though?
Oh, yeah.
Could we do something first? Maybe just 95 minus 35?
Yeah.
And then we're going to get an answer, right? A difference. So why don't you guys write that number sentence right now. What I want you all to do is with your manipulatives, I want you to create that bigger number before we start subtracting. So what number do you think you're going to have to create with these manipulatives?
65.
65, or what's the problem that we just glued in our journal right now? I'm going to read it to you, and while I'm reading it to you, I want you guys to visualize what this problem is about and what's happening in this problem, because you're going to get a chance to share with your partner your thoughts, okay? So Abby and her class, follow along while I'm reading. Abby and her, so what would we add together? Plus 20, because this is our hot dogs, right? And our candy, and what else did she buy? Water bottles, okay? What happens when we get the total? What did you guys want to do?
Subtract it from the total.
Right, we're going to subtract it from the amount that she was given to spend, right? So this number sentence gives us what? How much money was spent? And then when we subtract it from 95, what are we going to get?
How much does Abby's class have?
Right, which is the question we're working on, right? Okay. What strategies, and you can look at this if you need to, you might not need to anymore, but what strategies could we use to solve this problem?
Number 1.
We could use a number line, partitioning. What else could we do? All right, we're going to look at the problem that we just glued into our journal, and I already see some of you guys kind of using your strategies to help you process this problem. What I want you guys to do right now is read this problem independently, but while you're reading, I want you to think about the visualization we've practiced so that you can picture what's happening in your mind, and think about the retelling rope that we've used where we look at the setting and whatnot as you're reading it to help you really understand what's going on in this problem, okay? So go ahead and read this independently right now, and then we'll talk about it in a second. Okay, what I want you guys to do right now is I want you guys to really think about the visual that you have in your head and the plan you were coming up with by yourself while you were reading, and I want you to share with your neighbor how you think you could solve this problem. Okay, so go ahead and visit with your neighbor about how you think you could solve this problem. Okay, as I was listening to both of you, or all of you guys, I noticed that you guys have some really good ideas and you have a great plan in place. So what I want you to do is use your strategies that we've been working on in class to help you go ahead and try to solve this problem by yourself. And when you're done, we're going to talk about it as a group. Okay? So you can use any of the strategies that we've been working on.